Hello everyone again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah Buyucan. If you're very new to my channel, welcome. And today's video, I just want to share you some information about negative things about in Canada, okay? So to be honest with you guys, it's not easy to share like negative things here about in Canada because first of all, I am Canadian in this country. This is my adopted country and I'm always be proud. I choose to be in this country, but I have to because those aspirants who want to come and settle here in the future, then you guys have the ideas. Not everything because it's Canada. When you hear Canada, it's hallelujah. No, it's not. It's not that way. So you have to be aware and you have the ideas. Okay, number one, too much tax in Canada. The more you work here in Canada, the more you pay tax. Because if you don't really work, then it's not enough for the living because you need to pay your car mortgage, your house mortgage, like bills coming every month. So, and if you work like a minimum wage, it's not enough for the living. It's just not enough, okay? So you need to work, like most of the people like work 2-3 jobs here in Canada. Those immigrants people, I was been there and I know, okay? Unless if you work like $70 per hour or $60 per hour or at least $50 per hour, then you can work just one job and enjoy your life. But it's still, if you want, but anyway, it depends on the lifestyle of a person and a family anyway. But for me, is the more you work here in Canada, the more you pay tax, and there's no way you excuse not to pay tax. Okay, end of the year, you're going to know how much you pay back to the government if you make more money. And if you don't pay your tax, the Canada Revenue give you a notice that you need to pay your tax. Otherwise, you're going to get interest. Otherwise, they're going to freeze your bank account. And if you don't pay attention with them, they will freeze your bank account. So if you're not get used to paying too much tax, you stay in your own country. For me, I don't know. Anyway, number 2. Car insurance. Car insurance here in Canada is very expensive, especially if you are very new driver in Canada. Like us immigrants, we are new driver here in Canada, and if you have a new car, a brand new car, you're expecting to pay between $240 to $300 for a car insurance plus your car mortgage. Then you end up like paying like $600 to $700 to $800 per month included for those insurance. So in Canada, it's too much expensive for car insurance, too much expensive for a car. If you're going to have a financing car, you're going to expect more for the car insurance because it is mandatory to have a two-way car insurance. You end up like paying at least $250 to $350 Canadian dollar, and if you're going to have an accident, you're going to expect that is double. You're going to pay double for the car insurance. Okay guys, number 3 is cell phone bills and internet bills. I swear I have a big fight through my telephone. Anyway, I'm not going to have a big fist fight, but I have a big fight through the telephone because of the internet. Sometimes cell phone or internet, they offer you this plan and you said okay because they offer you a cheaper one, right? And then you said okay and you don't really pay attention like the data of your plan and you screwed up. You end up paying like more than what you expected, and that's the time you realize that you were being screwed. So you have to be very careful because internet here in Canada, when you do signing everything, you have to know because sometimes you have to speak like firm to them and that you are not happy for their service. Then they will just say, okay, I'm going to offer you more and I'm going to lower the price of your bills. Then you have to do that sometimes because if you are like, okay, can you like, they will just like, oh, they don't care and they will just put you high bills. And next, no, it's not good. So I don't like that. So sometimes too much. What if I'm just too much cuckoo and I don't know what's going on, then I don't pay attention my bills, then they will like, you know, they're the company, big company, rich company, you know, they suck all your money. Too much bills for just an internet, and of course I need an internet anyway because how can I talk to you guys if I don't have my internet in my home? So anyway, too much drama sometimes, huh? Number 4 is cold weather in Canada. Okay, so cold weather, this is the most I don't like here in Canada, is because especially in my province here in Alberta, we have between 6 to 8 months winter. So imagine we have sometimes the winter is start October November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Then sometimes like May is still snowing, so it's look like 8 months. So that's what I don't like here in Canada, because of course I get used to in my back home like a tropical country, like a hot weather, and this is like cold weather. My kids just love snow, but when it's like too much and you have to shovel almost like every day, and it's very cold, and we have a freezing like -30, -40, and your eyes is like freezing. Oh my god, it's not good. But anyway, guys, if you want to live in a warmer province here in Canada, then you better just move in British Columbia, because they have a nice warm weather, especially if you want to live in Victoria. It's a beautiful warm in a part of British Columbia, is in Victoria anyway. But if you live in my province, oh my goodness sake, you're gonna end up like crying. If you're the first time and if freezing cold is -30, -40, then that's the time you realize like, oh my goodness, why I came into this country. That's, if you are very sensitive about cold weather, then you better just not come to Canada. You might just go move to United States, in California or in Florida. It's very hot and warm, okay? Or you can just stay in your country, because in your East Asian country it's very hot, okay? Especially in Philippines, humid. Okay guys, number 5 is the healthcare system here in Canada. We have a very good healthcare system in Canada, of course, because we are free, okay? But the problem is, it's the waiting. Like for example, if you go to the emergency room, you're expecting the waiting for at least 5 to 8 hours. So it's my mom experience when I take her to the emergency room. We waited for like 6-7 hours. So my mom decided just go home. Why we have to come here and sit down for 6 hours? I said, I know. But anyway, it's case-to-case basis for the patient anyway. Of course, they have to priority the one who is dying. But if you're not really dying and you are okay, you better just go to the clinic instead of go to the emergency room, because you end up like frustrating and upset, and like, you know, you will give a heck for this country. And if you're going to have a surgery, like a minor surgery, you will end up like at least you waited for 1 year or 2 years. You know, so it all depends on the case anyway. But of course, they have to priority the one who need immediate care. Of course, if you live in this country and you're not get used to that kind of waiting, then you will be frustrated. So that's the negative thing about here in Canada. That's why some people, they just better go outside and they have the surgery outside in another countries, or they're going to have a surgery in United States. But if they have some money, right? But if you don't have money and you cannot afford, then you have to wait for like 1 year or 2 years, right? Guys, number 6 is too much expensive for the air flight. For the airplane ticket is too much expensive. So I'm from Philippines. If I go fly from here to Philippines, at least I spend like, depends on the month anyway, must be the cheapest price that I can pay is at least 1,400. That must be the cheapest. Too far away, you know. If you want to go home back home in East Asian countries, you have to travel between 18 to 22 hours. If I were you, if you not get used to that type of like a long flight, then you better go to another countries like part of Asia, and it's closer. And if you're going to fly with your small children, is something. Number 7, guys, I don't like here in Canada, to be honest with you guys. The store is like, there's a distance. You have to drive. Stores is like spaces. So that's why driving is very important when you come to Canada. That's why I told you guys, driving is very important, because not all store they have the food you want to buy. You have to drive from here, then another to drive 5 minutes, then another to drive 5 minutes. You know, it's just a waste of your gas and waste of your time. And winter time is too much sometimes, too lazy to drive. Yeah, that's like, let's say for me, I'm a Filipino lady, and if I go to the Canadian store or Walmart, they don't have the bakery for the Filipino, though they have everything that I want to buy there. But except like if I'm going to buy the Filipino stinky fish, dried fish, they don't have in Walmart. If I go to Walmart, they don't have those kind of food in there. So and the reason I want to go to Walmart is because they have some cheaper prices, right? So I'm going to Walmart first. After Walmart, then I have to drive to go to the Asian store. That's how it works here in Canada. Okay guys, number 7 is expensive food here in Canada. If you're the person who don't want to eat pork, the beef in Canada is very expensive. Lamb is very expensive. If you live in your own province, you raise your own chicken, you plant vegetable. If there's no snow, then it's okay. We can save more money, but we cannot just plant. We only plant for 2 months, 3 months in Canada, and the snow comes. So we cannot save so much food for the gardening from the vegetables. Number 9 is the job in Canada is very competitive. The reason why, if let's say you finish your degree here in Canada or you finish in your back home, you come and you upgrade your course, you want to apply this type of job that you want to. Say you want to continue your own education here, and when you finish, you might end up not getting the job that you want, that you finish in your back home. It's like frustrating, okay? And you end up like working in a warehouse or you're working as a cleaner, and sometimes it's frustrating and you end up like not very happy. So number 10 guys, the housing prices here in Canada is very expensive, especially if you live in Toronto and in Vancouver in British Columbia, like paying too much mortgage, and you end up working 2-3 jobs just to pay a house mortgage. And if you want to have a nice house, you want to have a bigger house, the price is more expensive. You end up like working like 2-3 jobs. Like one of my coworker, he told me, he's a Canadian man, he said to me, "Hey Sarah, why you guys Filipino work 2-3 jobs? You buy like expensive house like almost close to 1 million, and you end up like working 2-3 jobs and your house is slave you." And it makes sense because it's true. Okay, so sometimes we immigrants like too much ambitious, eh? You want to have a nice house to show up to other people. Oh my goodness sake, to show up to your neighborhood, to show up to your friend that yeah, I have a nice house, but you end up like working 2-3 jobs in Canada, and it's not good, okay? So anyway guys, I think I talked too much already about negative things here in Canada. So at least you have some ideas, right? So don't be disappointed, and at least you have to know like, okay, if I go to Canada, I have to have this kind of job and I have to work so hard to pay my own bills. And if you are ready to that kind of life here in Canada, then welcome to Canada, okay? So at least then when you are here, you don't have to complain like, oh my God, I have so much this and that. And then, you know, and if you are too much complaining and if you are not very happy, then the door is open for you. Go home to your own country. So that's only the thing. So at least I share with you guys the realities of living in this country. So don't blame me sometimes if you said like, oh my goodness, Sarah talked too much nice about Canada, and now we are here and this is the reality and we are not happy and we want to go home. And then okay, go home, okay? So it's all up to you how to handle your life in this country, okay? Because not everybody is the same. Anyway guys, again, thank you for watching.